Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop.
65 yards as the ball was thrown away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night, your favorite day of the week, no doubt, because the Bama Standard is live on the air. Need you to do a couple of things for me before we get going. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, live chat. Let me hear from you tonight. We all need to hear from you tonight. What happened this past weekend is unacceptable. We need to hear from Tide Nation to get this thing going. And we have a little something going on this week called the Iron Bowl. But we're going to get to all that. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section below. Show us some love there. Tell us what you think. We promise to answer you back. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is an all-star crew. We got the Blessed Trinity on right now. We got our guests still on their way. We'll bring them in when it's time. But we'll start with the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy. He's everybody's cousin. And most importantly, the star of the show back this week. Ladies and gentlemen, get it together for Steve Brown.
Hey, man, listen, I'm glad to be back, man, but I think you need to add a couple of more tidbits to my title, like dejected, depressed, confused, and angry. Yeah, add that too.
That's how
mad is off. So I'm just really, and I got a show tonight after this. I don't think nobody's laughing tonight. I don't care. I'm just, right now, I am frustrated to no end. I'm confused. I just don't know what to say. But we're going to get into it, man.
We're going to get into everything and still try to get us ready for this Iron Bowl. But listen, there's one guy who can definitely get us ready for absolutely anything and everything. He's a guy who keeps Paul Feinbaum gainfully employed. He stole the set of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He is the senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine and the Bama Standard. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen M. Smith.
Happy to be here, folks. Tuesday, we got college football playoff rankings tonight, but more importantly, we're here to check the polls. We're checking the polls of Bama Nation. How y'all feeling, man? Are y'all breathing? Are y'all trying to breathe? We're checking your polls tonight.
Man, listen.
But before we get started, we got to thank the people that help us pay the bills. And one of those people are one company, a monumental company, an absolutely fabulous company. Limestone. Have you ever dreamed of having beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Don't settle for subpar materials. Check out Limestone Company's selection of natural stone products to meet all of your project needs. Limestone is located in Aniana, Alabama, and is one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So contact them today. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard to receive 10% off your first order. So thank you for Limestone for making the Bama Standard do what it do. Well, listen, we got a guest in the waiting room, and the only person who can properly bring him in is the legendary Stephen M. Smith. If you would, tell the folks who we got waiting on us. Sir, you're on mute. Yes.
Now I'm ready. Well, we got one of the most legendary, if not the most legendary running back to come through the program in the 1980s. He was swift. He was sweet. He was fast. He was shifty. He could do everything. Could juke you, could run through you, run by you, jump over you. This is one of the doctors of that running back position. He paved the way for so many others like the Mark Ingrams, the Sean Alexanders, the Derrick Henrys, the Bo Scarboroughs, the Josh Jacobs. He taught them guys. And now we have him on this show. Got the chance to cover his son, who's an NFL baller for the Baltimore Ravens. But anyway, the OG is here. It's Bobby Humphrey, everybody.
A legend. No, listen. We're not going to come. man, we're not gonna call you by your name, man. We're gonna just call you legend, man. This is the Bama Standard, the Bama Standard, aka I Am Legend show tonight. That's what this is about. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing, man? I'm doing great, man. Out here in LA, enjoying the weather and enjoying the game last night. So I'm doing great, man.
Hey, man, you must be, but you know what? That running back in you must be a little upset and pissed off at Bama because we got 2 world-class running backs and we only 3 and we don't even use them.
What? Only 3 what now?
We got 3 world-class running backs. We got 3 great running backs and we never use them.
Man, that Motel 6 Wi-Fi got him.
They got him. Yeah, that Motel 6.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
yes, sir. We do.
Okay. You was talking about running backs, right?
Yeah, I said that you must be.
We got quite a few down there at Alabama.
Right, but they don't use them.
I don't think their jersey has a single grass stain on it.
Yeah, I thought,
I think he's trying to ditch the earphones now.
Yeah, I think Bobby got a little old.
Hello?
Yo, we hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
Hello?
Hey.
We hear you.
Y'all got me? Okay, I took my
Oh yeah,
earphones out.
we're
Sorry.
live. You're good, man.
They're not working too well. They must not be charged up. Okay, I agree. I think we need to hand it off a little bit more and let some of those back earn a little bit, earn their pay. I think we didn't do enough of that, especially on Saturday. I think we did start handing the ball off to them a little more in the second half. But in the first half, I thought we may have pulled it too many times and tried to get on the outside edges a little bit with the quarterback. But I thought going up the middle and running off tackles, I thought we was gaining quite a few yards in the second half. But yeah, get to those guys, let them eat.
And that's what I'm having a hard time understand. This has not been just a 1-game thing, a 2-game thing. It's been all season long. Anytime they start getting any remote sense of traction going, they completely veer away from it. And I just don't understand what the ultimate end game is with that. I'm drawing blanks here, guys. What benefit are we serving right now by denying our backs who are getting the job done the opportunity to carry us to victory in favor of what we are doing? Because what we are doing is just running around in circles or actually running backwards. Now, Bobby, I know it's frustrating for you because if that's you're in that huddle. What are you saying to your quarterback right now? Give me the damn ball, right?
No, of course, quarterback. Well, I guess the quarterback does have an option to give it to him or pull it. And obviously we're not there at the games, but they're on the fields. But we're seeing what we're seeing. I know. I think there was a time and a place for everything. So I'm thinking the LSU game, that particular game plan. Was very, very effective with Jalen pulling and being able to get the yardage that he got. I mean, he ran the ball well. But sometimes you just gotta establish it's just straight handoffs to your tailbacks, and let them kind of do what they do a little bit and just change up the pace of the game. One of the things I like about what the Ravens have done, what they're doing now is that, they didn't run a toss not once last night. I don't know if you guys watched the game last night, but they didn't run a toss not once last night. And typically that's been a go-to play for them with Derrick Henry running a toss with a fullback pull and guard pull and all that kind of stuff, getting him, to cut back on the edge. But they just started doing kind of like doing a lot of off-tackle run, handoff, and let Derrick Henry kind of like read it with handoffs. And I'm telling you, he just ate them up. And it was just something different, to be able to get a ball, where it's in his hands when he's 3 yards running directly towards the line of scrimmage. Gives him a lot of leeway, to pick and choose his hole, to pick up 3-4 yards. And Henry was heading for 3 or 4 every hit. I think he made average maybe about 5 or 6 yards last night, a carry. So I don't think we did enough of that on Saturday, and we may have been going in the ball game thinking we were going to do the same thing we were going to do that we did in the LSU game. But obviously, it didn't work that well for us.
Well, the thing is, here's my problem, Derek. I'm sorry, Bobby. First off, if you see something is not working, it's called audible. Go away from it. Do something else. The first part of the game, if I'm not mistaken, the first 5 plays or 6, you kept doing quarterback runs. Now, if that is on Jalen and he keeps pulling the ball and not utilizing his quarterbacks, he needs to be pulled. That's just what it is, because now you're playing selfish ball. Yes, I'm a Jalen Milroe fan, but I am a Bama fan. I want to see the team do well. And if you are doing that, my guy, you need to be pulled because you're thinking about yourself. Number 2, offensive coordinator. You're the coordinator. You got to call something that's going to get everybody involved. And it seems like to me being a Jalen Milroe fan, it's like when the players saw this, they all checked out. When you finally threw the ball several times, 2 or 3 times, the guys didn't even make an effort to catch the ball. They didn't even make an effort to block for each other because it seems like you made it about you instead of making it about the team. Bama has way more weapons than probably any other team in college football. Why are you not using them, and why are you not calling plays specifically for other people besides the QB run? It's got to be something else. So I put that on the coach and the coordinator. They must have they must have a scandal on him or something because come on now. Come on. This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
I'll say this, and this is a conversation that has not been had that needs to be had now. Ryan Grubb was the guy that was supposed to follow DeBoer from Washington to Alabama. That Washington offense that we saw that was explosive, creative, having 1,000-yard backs, Michael Penix popping off, several receivers get drafted. That was Ryan Grubb's offense. Keep in mind, Grubb was with DeBoer at Sioux Falls, the NAIA. Grubb was with DeBoer at Fresno State. Grubb was with DeBoer at Washington. Grubb was supposed to have followed DeBoer to Alabama. He does not. Instead, he stays in Washington and goes to be the OC of the Seattle Seahawks. And you take Nick Sheridan, who's a tight ends coach, and you make him the OC. That is starting to really hurt this team right now because the offense that you saw at Washington is not the offense you're seeing at Alabama. Why? Because the play caller from that offense, he ain't at Bama. That joke in the NFL.
But at the same time, Stephen, you know all these plays, DeBoer. You know your man's not calling plays. So why don't you take over and call the plays? Now, I see in the comments, this could be true too. Some of our wide receivers ain't checking out like we thought they would. You know what I'm saying? So, and then honestly, we are playing piss poor. The first interception Milroe threw, you can't blame it on them. I got to blame it on Prentice. Prentice, you knew a wide receiver screen or whatever was coming. Why didn't you make an effort to get out there and block? It's all about effort. You just stood there and let this man get the ball. And it was just crazy, man. And it's crazy how the only receiver that we have that's really putting out effort is a 17-year-old. A 17-year-old. He's the only one putting out real effort. This boy would go in the stands to try to get a ball, Bobby. He would go in the stands to get it. The rest of them ain't doing it. We ain't even see Kendrick Law. Everybody's been asking about, when is Kobe Prentice going to play? We did, but he didn't put no effort out there. He missed the block. You got to do, as a receiver, you got to be a teammate. That means you got to set your teammates up to win. Am I right or wrong, Bobby?
That's right. That's right.
So
I think you got to play. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were done.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just upset.
No. I wanted to hear what you said. But why are we what now? What did you about to say?
No, I'm saying I don't understand why we're not getting everybody else involved. I just don't. We're too talented. Why are we not getting? Man, I don't understand it. Go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry, brother.
Well, I think there are a lot of things that played into the offensive game plan. You know, Jalen was under pressure a lot in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he ran around a lot. Even to that last interception, his arm got hit. I don't know the stat line, but how many times did he get sacked?
A whole lot. That was the stat line I saw.
He got sacked. He got sacked 2 times, but he was pressured a lot. Like guys stayed around him.
Yeah, and you got to realize, Venable is not a fly-by-night defense coordinator now.
No,
right. We know that.
Yeah, so you got to know this is the same guy that won how many national championships? 2 at Clemson.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so he's not a fly-by-night defense coordinator. So I can imagine how much time, and they had a bye week too to work on the game plan to get ready for Bama.
Right.
So although we didn't play up to the standard we played against, I think he called a really, really good defensive game. I mean, there have not been very many defensive backs that have played us tight coverage, man press at the line of scrimmage. Even with the 17 on Ryan Williams, they was playing him man press a lot during the game. Even the passes he caught, he was covered. That touchdown pass,
he was covered.
It was a great throw and a great pass. So with saying that, they seemed like they had a better defensive game plan than we had an offensive game plan against them.
Well, okay, so Bobby, okay, I'm sorry, Justin, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's not really hard to game plan against us defensively. When Bobby, you said it earlier, we ran the same script as we did with LSU. We've been running that script literally every single game, and what our coordinator does not seem to understand, one size always does not fit all. And there was at one point, and I'm not an X's and O's guy. I never cussed it down in my life. There was one point I was literally calling every play before it happened. If I can do that sitting from my couch at home, then my gosh, Brent Venables hasn't made it. It looked like they knew exactly what was going to happen before it happened, and they shifted over. And it's not complex at all. So I'm just at a loss for this. And then on the offensive side of the ball for Oklahoma, they have 14 guys out. 14. They were down to walk-ons. And here's the most stunning stat of all. A lot of people are forgetting to mention. They didn't have an offensive coordinator. They fired him a month ago. So they're out there just playing, run around like they're playing how to beat Alabama the way Vandy did offense. And that's it.
So Justin, let me say this too, man. Yes, Bobby, you're right. They had 2 weeks to prepare for us, right? So if they got 2 weeks prepared, we got a week to call audibles or adjust. The problem is we went in there with the same exact play calling sheet verbatim, but we didn't change anything up. Nothing. So if you're an offensive coordinator, you know what? I'm gonna hit. If they're blitzing us, I'm gonna throw a screen. I'm gonna do something I'm gonna call the draw play to slow them down, to neutralize them. He just kept doing the same thing. And then in the first and second quarter, this man didn't get a chance to throw the ball down the field not one time. Everything was side to side. And he's running for his life. Now, another thing I want to touch on is the tackles. Listen, put Formby in there and leave him there. Put Formby in there and leave. I don't give a damn if he is. I don't give a damn if he do have tacos from Taco Bell's in his trousers. Put him in there and leave him, because that white boy is out there playing his heart out.
He is.
Pritchard we've seen enough, brother. I'm sorry. We've seen enough. I would say Formby had one bad game against
South Florida.
But he's inconsistent. Every big game we have, Pritchard lets the quarterback get sacked, and then when he get beat, he point at him like he's gonna come get you. Like, dude, what are you doing? No effort. So come on, man. Right now, at this point, Auburn is starting to trend upward, and we trending back, and they want to whoop our asses more than anybody on earth, especially after what we did to them last year, beating them with a half a second left. Come on, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. So then our coaches get on the press conferences and act like nothing happened. If like Bobby, like nothing happened. Like, oh well, you know, such and such, and we improved a little bit in the second half. You had 3 down linemen against a running team. All they did was run. What you should have had the whole team in the box. All 80 of your kids should have been in the box. You got 3. If you are this so-called attacking defense or swarming defense, why the hell do you have 3 down linemen in the box when you know they running, when you know the quarterback cannot throw? Why do you do that? You can't tell. That's why I'm beginning to believe that this NIL and all this other stuff, I think these people being bribed or something, because this is not Bama football. It looks nothing like it. And they ain't even trying to hide the fact that they fucking up. They ain't even trying. They just doing stuff.
And you're right. No lies detected at all. And it goes back to the whole effort situation here. Look at their body language, man. They didn't want to be there. And one thing I've noticed about Alabama, Damian Harris said this about Ole Miss. Alabama's a play-ahead team. If everything is hitting right, if we're clicking on all cylinders, we're doing everything, we're ahead, we play our best ball, we're confident, we're giving an effort. But then when we get hit in the mouth, we're faced with adversity. All of a sudden, we're hanging our head, we're jogging to the line, we're confused, we're running into each other, which it happened a lot.
The offensive line was dismal. The other,
they check out. During time of adversity, 2 things can happen, and I'm going to borrow this from someone else. The cream will rise to the top and perform at their best, but the cream rises to the top, but so also do turds, and that's what we saw more of on Saturday, rising to the top. This is not a team, game on the line, that you can trust to drive the length of the field and win it for us. I just don't feel like the efforts. There's no accountability. There's no player-to-player accountability.
Hey, so Justin, let me say this too, man, and I'm gonna shut up because I'm heated. Listen, for all of you fans that keep calling for Ty Simpson, shut up. I'm gonna tell you why. Shut your damn mouth. If you call for Ty Simpson, if you call for the other kid that DeBoer came in, if you call for any of these quarterbacks besides Milroe, shut up. Why do I say this? Because we don't have the offensive line to protect anybody. Tom Brady can be back there. We don't have, with Pritchard and the other guy, when he wants to play, we don't have that. So you saw what happened when Ty got in the game. We know Ty's pretty accurate. As soon as he got in the game, he's running for his life. He threw it to, I think, Jam Miller. Jam Miller had nothing but yardage in front of him. He couldn't get it to him because he was underdressed. They had pretty much ripped all his clothes off before he even got the ball out. So he is a drop back passer. He got some athleticism, but Ty Simpson would be in the ER right now based on our offensive line. So stop trying to get that white boy killed. Stop trying to get our backups killed. Our offensive line is not protecting these kids yet. Now when we have an offensive line, then I'll be the first one to say, yeah, let's get Ty in there. Let's get Ty. If you still calling for Ty Simpson, you just don't want to see a black quarterback at Bama. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. You gotta read the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall is we have no offensive line. That's just what it is. We don't have it. Now put him back there and see him get killed, then you're gonna blame somebody else. Well, we should have somebody else team. No. Let's save Ty for next year when we get but first let's get an offensive line, please. God, goodness.
Well, we got to move on to Auburn, but before I do that, Bobby, I want to give you one last opportunity to kind of give your assessment. Go ahead, Bobby.
You know, Stephen was about to say something.
No, Bobby, go ahead. You got it.
Okay. No. I was just going to say, I think what we've seen this year is just throughout the years a little bit of not playing consistent football. It's almost as if we've seen a team that at some point in time can beat any team in the country. I mean, obviously we got the wins to prove that.
Right.
We beat Georgia early in the year. But then we turn around and we lose we can beat the top of the teams in the SEC, but then we can lose to the teams at the bottom of the SEC.
That's crazy.
So, and I think I think that may have to do a little bit with the players understanding. Sabu said something about rat poison.
Mm-hmm.
I think once we beat Georgia, I think we were on such a big high that guys just thought they were, and this is my opinion, I don't know, but we go out and we lose to Vanderbilt. So once you think you got all this thing figured out, no, you don't. So the best thing you can do is just go out and work hard and treat each week as if you hadn't won anything from the previous week. And I don't think that's been the case because it's been indicative of our play. Anytime we're playing against somebody that's highly ranked, we play pretty good. When we play against somebody that's not highly ranked, we seem like we play subpar. And I think that's just the inconsistency. And it has to do a little bit more with coach preparation, not from a preparation of just on the field, but a preparation of mindset, and understanding that you in the SEC, any weekend you can lose, regardless of what the records or what the standards may be and what the rankings may be, you can lose. And I don't think we've played consistently enough to kind of cash in and win on those ball games that we should win.
Stephen M. Smith, we have another guest here. Well, he's family, but you can introduce him better than I can. If you don't mind telling the folks who we have waiting on us.
Well, we got somebody that definitely would dominate that Iron Bowl every single time he took the field. One of the baddest jokers to tote the rock in the Nick Saban era. He is from the city of Tuscaloosa. He did play at Northridge High School, by the way. This is a national championship running back, by the way. And he's here right now, getting us ready for the Iron Bowl. We got Bo. I'm going to light you up because I'm coming through the paint. Scarborough is here.
What up, Bo? Welcome back.
What up, Bo?
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bo?
Man.
I've been doing great.
Good. What's up, Steve?
Hey, man. What's up, man? You're looking good there, fella. Hey, man, you know what? We needed you Saturday, but then again we didn't because you probably wouldn't have got the ball either. All that
is true. You don't have to worry. You wouldn't have to worry about wear and tear, Bo. You've been all right.
Hey. What's up, Steven?
What's up, Bo? Hey, Bo. Now, as Steve said, we really could have used you Saturday, but I don't know, man. You would have tried to get the ball, and Jay would have tried to keep it away from you.
Something.
I've been through it.
You've been
Not
through
like
it?
that. Not like that.
Well,
when you get hot, and they get that ball up.
Bo, it's been a minute since we've heard your true take on everything. You've been watching. You texted me at, I think, midnight Saturday night after all this stuff went down. You weren't happy. So I got to hear from you. The fans got to hear from you, man. I know all season long, you know what the standard is. You built the standard right, brother. That wasn't the standard. It hadn't been all year long. So talk to us about what you saw, your honest feelings. Man, I was going to give it to you. What were you thinking, man?
Man, I just think like it seemed like it take a 2 weeks to get ready for a team. If we have a bye week and then we play a game, we play great. And then the next game we play mediocre. Then the next game is terrible. Then the next game is even worse. And then we have a bye week and we come back and we play good. And then we play okay. Now we playing horrible. And it just and I blame it on the leaders because in that hostile environment, and you the quarterback, you supposed to pick everybody up. And your energy is gonna feed off of the team. If you're not up to par and cheering on everybody on the sideline, and then everybody else is gonna think that it's okay to just put their head down as well. But you can't only pick your head up when you ahead and you doing good and you want to laugh and talk to everybody. But
And dance.
when things not right and when things not going our way, you go into a shell. We go into a shell. Leaders lead no matter what the situation is, because you have 100 other guys that is looking up to you and that is going off of your energy and your character. If you have a sense of humor that we have a chance, then in their head they're gonna play like we have a chance to win. And it just seemed like that. Like, I mean, if we in a 4-2-5 defense, man, you can run the ball all day. Like, everybody knows that. And we got, and I mean, we got, like Coach said, music say, we got ran through like a 10 hole out of hell, and it was ridiculous. And what I haven't seen, the defense that Oklahoma were playing, I would have ran outside zone all night, trying to reach the edge. That's what I would have did. And I don't think that we played together as a team either.
You're right on that. Well, listen, we got to get to the Iron Bowl. And, Bo, I'm glad you're here because I know it meant something to you now, as it did Bobby. But before I do that, we got some super chats that I got to call out. First of all, JD Long, $4.99. I'm going to be honest. Other than Ryan Williams, we are basic at wide receiver. We really miss Isaiah Bond. Maybe not his attitude. But Don Parker, $5. Thank you, Bobby. Was a huge fan. The standard is the standard regardless of time, place, or opponent. And then D Hill, $9.99. Steven, this one is for you. Are reporters scared to get their media passes revoked if they ask real pressing questions, i.e. snaps for certain players or lack of creativity from the offense?
I'll say this. So lack of creativity, that question has actually been directed at Sheridan quite a few times at press conferences, and he just kind of shrugs it off. And he's been pressed on that. He's been pressed on that. Position coaches have been pressed on, why is this player not playing? What's holding this player back? Why did you call this? Why was that call? Like, the assistant coaches and the coordinators, they've been pressed. Now, the head coach, Kalen DeBoer, I'm not sure why he's not being pressed more in those situations where you're seeing things that should not be, why he's not getting pressed more. But in terms of both coordinators and the position coaches, they get hit left and right with questions. It's just they choose to shrug them off.
Okay, that explains a lot, actually. So thank you for clearing that up, brother. All right, so let's move on to the Iron Bowl. And I wanted to start out with this, and this kind of got inspired by a podcast I saw you on, Bobby, here on Crimson Chronicles not too long ago with Tommy Ford. I really enjoyed that. And, Bo, I'm going to pull you into this too. What does the Iron Bowl mean to you? Understanding the importance of this game. I know things are greatly changing in the NIL era. The importance of this game really is becoming lost, actually. We don't have rosters filled with in-state players anymore. They're being recruited from all over. So they really don't understand the whole legend behind this game. And when they go home, regardless win or lose, they're not being confronted about it by their peers. So if you lose, you're not catching hell from everybody. It's just like, yeah, great season. Glad you did what you did. So I want to talk to you first, Bobby. And for those who didn't get a chance to watch the podcast you were on, definitely go back and watch Crimson Chronicles. Great show for all the Alabama purists out there. You didn't quite understand the importance when you first came in, but it didn't take long for you to get it. Talk to me about how important it was to you and how quick it took you to really embrace the rivalry.
Well, I would think the rivalry has always been impactful for me, even before I got to Alabama, just knowing the history of the rivalry, because I grew up right across the street, from Legion Field. So Cokes in the upper deck, parked cars, and it was total chaos around Legion Field during that time when the Iron Bowl was coming in. It was great, man. We were gonna make money. Fans were gonna be going crazy. We were gonna get tips. So I knew a little bit more about it from a fan standpoint, and in terms of all of the, I guess, all the things that happens in terms of leading up to the game around the stadium. There wasn't no social media stuff, and there wasn't no TV stuff other than reporting that there was going to be a game. But people used to come and park their RVs down there on Thursdays, and they're there for the whole weekend, that kind of stuff. So the atmosphere was great. But actually playing in it, I can remember Ray Perkins telling me my freshman year, telling all of us in the locker room my freshman year, that when he was giving his pregame speech, he said, "You freshmen, you have no idea what this game means. So you don't have an idea what this game means. But to the rest of us, you got every idea of what you need to play for and what this means for the rest of your life." And he was correct, because the impact of that game back in '85, my freshman year, changed everything when I got out for the summer.
Yeah, it did.
It changes the entire state. I mean, as an Alabama fan, and the places I had gone and went to, and being out in the community, that's all people really talked about was the out. Nowadays, there's a lot more to talk about, because you got SEC, because it wasn't no SEC championship game. So basically, the Iron Bowl was the last game of the season, other than a bowl game. So that's going to leave the impression of the season to everybody in the state. So, and it means a lot to me, because, I had friends and buddies that I played against in high school. And when you go back to the neighborhood, you know how it is, Bo. When you go back home and you see them, it's like you got the ups on the trash talking.
Yep.
So it means a lot to beat your in-state rival, because you're on top for that year. That's what it meant to me.
Bo, I want to hear from you, brother. This was your game. Nobody stopped you in that Iron Bowl, did they, Bo? Not nobody. You gave people some headaches. Matter of fact,
one year they did, we lost one year.
It didn't happen, man. It didn't happen.
Yeah. Bo, you lost 1 year. I lost 3 years and won all 3.
I feel a lot better now.
And the bad thing is, Bobby, you ran for over 200 yards in one of those losses, bro. We're supposed to win when you do that. Well, Bo, man, you had people making life decisions when you were coming up on them in 2016. And talk to me, how important was to you, man? I know Tennessee and Auburn, ultimately that your career is judged on how well you do against them. But what did it mean to you? You grew up in Tuscaloosa. I mean, it was ingrained in you. I mean, you had no choice but to dominate. So what does this game mean to you, brother?
I'm like Mr. Bobby said, man, like you grow up watching these games, and you get the understanding from the fan standpoint. And for me, it was a little different, because of my mother's side is Alabama fan, and my daddy's side is Auburn fan.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and and they went to Auburn as well. You know what I'm saying? And for me, to win that game, I like Bobby, like he said, you can talk a whole lot of junk for a whole year, but when you lose, you hiding. I mean, like there's a game that I man, yeah. I'm not coming down now for Christmas, and you ain't seeing me on the New Year's, and I may miss the 4th of July until we play y'all again. But being all serious, man, like people don't understand. Like when I was getting recruited, and I was going down to Auburn at at one point during the summer, me and Ruben were going to Auburn and Georgia, and a lot of Alabama fans, wasn't happy with that. And
right.
I remember my coach, Mike Smith, called me in his office, and he was like, "Man, do you understand like what is going on here?" Like he was like, "Man, these people will burn down your house, man." If you going I was young and I had the mentality of I'm gonna take every opportunity given to me because of where I come from, and I don't want to regret and say, "Man, I wish I would have did this and wish I would have did that." So I looked at him and told him, I said, "Well, coach, I guess he's gonna be burnt down because I'm going down now." You know what I'm saying?
Damn, Bo.
and we went. Me and Ruben came and picked me up at 12 o'clock in the morning, and we made it back down about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was serious, man. Like guys, recruits, and guys at Alabama right now, y'all better take this game very serious, or you may catch some fire at your house, or your tree may get poisoned or something. Something gonna happen. Yeah, see people. A lot of recruits and Bama players now probably don't even know about the tree poisoning when that happened. They don't even know about the story. They don't even know that.
I don't know.
What was his name? What was his name?
Harvey Updike.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bo. Mays is reminding folks on Twitter all the time.
And he poisoned the trees, and eventually he died, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. By the poison.
He did.
So
he poisoned himself, poisoned the trees.
He did. What was it Marquise said, Bo?
Huh?
What was it Marquise said about them trees?
Marquise
Mays. There's shirts printed up of what he said. Y'all check that out. It's on Twitter. But I asked those questions to set up this. Will Alabama be motivated in this Iron Bowl? Right now, we're kind of dejected. We should have gotten up for Oklahoma. No, they weren't a good team. They weren't the marquee game like an LSU or a Georgia, but everything was still on the line. We didn't get up. Now we're looking at a game where pride is on the line. That's it. You're not really looking at the playoffs. Yeah, I know there's a slight chance, 33% chance we get in, but we're not going to look at that. But a lot of times in the NIL age, these kids don't really care about rivalry games. They don't really care about all of that. It's about everything else. Like Steve is pointing out, money, building your brand. Some of them are already thinking about, do I really want to go all out in this game? Because, the NFL draft's coming up. I need to start getting things ready. So I got to ask the question. And I know there are a lot of guys on the team that are ingrained in this rivalry and they want to win. But I want to hear from everyone on this panel because Auburn smells blood. Steve, did you say that earlier?
They smell blood. They
smell blood. They flat out said, "We're going to kick your ass." One player said, "We will not lose to Alabama for the 3 or 4 years I'm going to be here." Something to that degree.
And he called out Ryan Williams.
And he called out Williams.
Talking about a guy that got 17 solo tackles and 2 sacks for the whole year.
Yes, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's saying that against a team that scored 3 points this weekend, though. So yeah.
No, that is true. And like you said,
also a team that can put up 50-some points too.
Yeah, but you know what? When they show up.
That's the thing. Is it Steve? You said Auburn's trending upward. They arguably played their best game of the season, and they beat a ranked opponent, a top 15 opponent, quadruple overtime. Payton Thorne, who's got a lot of criticism, had his best game, over 300 yards passing. They look good, and their receivers are starting to figure things out. So this is a different Auburn team. They're not going to let down Friday. So I got to ask the question. I'm going to start with Stephen M. Smith because he's been holding that finger up for a long time, and then Steve Brown. And I'm going to let our 2 stars answer this last. Will Alabama be motivated in this Iron Bowl? Talk to me, Stephen. I know you're ready and get fired up. I want that passer to come out.
I'm just going to say this. If you are not prepared for this Iron Bowl, do not set foot off the bus. Okay? Hugh Freeze is coming in this thing with 3 things on his mind. Number one, he's thinking, I already beat Nick Saban 2 times when I was at Ole Miss. I cheated to win, but I won anyway. I should have beat Nick Saban last year, but that gravedigger took it from me. Now you tell me I get to go on Saban Field and beat Bama on Saban Field? You can tell me all I got to do is take Jalen Milroe's running ability and he throws like a lawn chair? All I got to do is take the Vanderbilt offense and the Tennessee defense and I beat Bama on Saban Field? Say less. You mean all I got to do is get a bowl game on Bama's watch? Say less. Oh, you mean all I got to do is take all of these in-state recruits from Bama to Jordan Hare? Say less. That's what's on Hugh Freeze's mind, to embarrass the mess out of you. It's your house. It's your place. That's on Hugh Freeze's mind. Taking your cookies, your cereal, no milk. That's what's on Hugh Freeze's mind. And you gonna let that happen on Saban Field with Saban watching. You gonna let that happen. If you Alabama in this game does not get you fired up to defend home turf, I don't know what will.
Damn, that mic just dropped all the way down. Steve Brown, I don't know how you can top that, but talk
I'm not
to me,
gonna
man.
I'm not gonna even try, but I will tell you this.
Yes,
I'm
come
gonna,
on.
Listen, Hugh Freeze is about to throw everything, every wrinkle he can. He's throwing the kitchen sink. He's throwing his cousin. He even throwing them 800 numbers he used. He's throwing everything out there at Bama. And the reason I'm afraid is because our defensive coordinator does not adjust. He does not adjust. So I'm looking at, think about this. Auburn starting quarterback had a hell of a game against whoever a ranked opponent last week. Oklahoma's 4th-string quarterback had a hell of a game against Bama. Why should we not be afraid? This man is coming. He's coming with the come on. I'm talking about, I think he's going to go for it 4th and 20 on his own 10. He don't care. He's trying to beat Bama.
Yep.
And the thing is, if Bama ain't ready to defend themselves and defend our turf and defend Nick Saban's name, I don't know what else to do. All I'm saying is, to be honest, I've never been nervous about an Alabama game, but I'm nervous about this one because the way we played, the way we did not make any type of adjustments, the way our offensive line is walking around as if they don't give a damn, the team acting like they don't give a damn, the coaches are like they don't give a damn. I'm scared. That's just where it is. I'm scared. And again, I'm going to say this again. Yes, we're saying try tie. I even said it too. But I'm afraid if we try tie because I don't want to see the future of Alabama football get hurt. That's where I am. That's why I am. And if you can't see that, you're crazy, you stupid, you blind, all that stuff. I don't want to see these brothers get hurt. Milroe is the best thing we can use because he can run away from a lot of that. Ty, he got that. He got that pocket presence. He can spin that thing. He got some elusiveness, but he can't get out of that like Milroe. And with that offensive line, you need a Bobby Humphrey as a quarterback. We need Bobby. Suit up.
Suit up, Bobby. You got some more carries left in you. It's your turn now, man. Talk to me. Auburn's telling us what they're going to do to us.
We won't complete a pass if I'm back there playing quarterback. I'm just going to tell you that now.
We're gonna run wishbone with you, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, bro. At least you being honest.
You know, I've never had a problem with being motivated to play football.
Exactly.
I feel like this is good. Go ahead.
And I would think most guys should have that same type of mentality. I mean, you think about it. You play Little League, you want to win. You play middle school, you want to win. You play high school, you want to win. And I played high school, and I played hard and motivated every game. It's called something called self-motivation and giving your very, very best. And we didn't win very many games when I was in high school. But somehow or another, I tally up over 7,000 yards of total offense my 3 years playing high school. because I played at Alabama. I'm playing hard every game, every snap. What's there on the line? Well, you got some self-motivation, first of all, but then you playing for pride of your home field, and you playing for pride of being crowned state champ. I mean, that's not hard motivation for me. Now, will these guys be motivated? Well, I think they should, because not all of them are just playing for, I would think, just protecting the home field, but I think they also, those who are, I mean, I don't know how many first-round draft picks we have on our team.
None.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. So some of those guys need to play hard to be able to put some film up for potential play for the future. Mm-hmm. Some need to be playing hard because I guarantee you, after the way the season, you can't put everything on the coaches. The coaches feel like they need better players, whether it be, better players that can learn or they can play a little bit more disciplined or consistent. They're looking for more players. If these players think that Coach DeBoer is not going to go out and recruit other players, they highly mistaken. I mean, so they need to be playing for positions for next year. That's some motivation to play. So there are a lot of things that I think they should be motivated for. Will they be motivated? I can't answer that question. But I think they need to be motivated just from a pride standpoint. You're talking about playing at Alabama. Alabama's a top program in the country. And always have been. And, Bo, you know this here. We play with a lot of pride. And we play to the standard. So.
I love that. Before Bo goes, and Bo, I know you got something good. So one second. Steve Brown has to leave. Brother, we appreciate your efforts and coming with it tonight, preaching that gospel. But before you go, tell folks how they can find you on social media, and then what city you're going to be in next so they can come see you do your thing on stage.
Follow me at one Mad Bama fan. That's one Mad Bama fan. Y'all follow me on that on Instagram. One Mad ass Bama fan. And y'all, if I said some things that stung your ears tonight, I don't apologize. I mean what I say. That's just what it is. I love my team. I love the Bama Nation, but we got to do better, man. We got to do better. Guys, I love y'all. Hey, man, keep doing what you do. Now, thanks to this podcast, I got to go on stage tonight, man, and curse everybody out here in Georgia. They're going to holler. I'm going to say I'm a Roll Tide fan. They're going to go Bulldog, and I'm going to get naked and fight everybody in the room. Y'all see it. That's how much I love my Crimson Tide. Roll Tide, sir. Y'all.
Roll Tide, Steve. Appreciate you, man.
Oh, good to see you, man. You're looking good, brother.
Thank you, man. You are too, boy.
All right, brother. Peace.
Real quick, we got a couple of super chats. Jimmy Clay, the legend himself, $20. All of your legends beat Auburn RTR. Then the illustrious Don Parker, $5. If you don't get it, in the words of Bernie Mac, you don't understand. This is the Iron Bowl. Bama better be up for this one. If not, why are you here? This sets you up pretty good, Bo, I think. I want you to come at this from a different perspective, brother. You talk to me all the time about how you were in that leadership council, how you were in that locker room, getting in everybody's face, getting them ready. Deliver this message as if you were talking to the team and you were playing Saturday.
Man, for me, I would do what I would say. We're coming off a loss. We got our ass beat by a team that is 5-5, that we are way better than talented all around the board. And I think that, Ryan Williams, he's the Alabama guy. So he should become a leader. This is the time that he should become a leader and tell them what this game means to him, to the fans, to the people, and most importantly, to the University of Alabama. And the standard is high, of course. That's why you came to Alabama. You knew that before you came here. You knew that the standard was set at a high level. You knew what type of backlash that you were gonna get once you lose a game. Everything that happened, you saw it before you came in, and you came in to stop them problems. So let's stop them problems this game and go out there and play lights out. You ain't got nothing to lose. Okay, you want to save yourself for the NFL. The NFL ain't till a whole nother 9 months, brother. 12 months to play. You got all that time to get ready and do. You thinking ahead, you in the wrong place. You got to be where your feet are. Beat up with your team. Be a team player. Do your job. Do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it and how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to complete this game, because if I was playing this game, shit, I don't need no motivation. This is Auburn. I'm ready to kick ass, and I just lost against some team that I was supposed to beat, a 5-5 Oklahoma team, and we sitting over here 8-2, and they 5-5, and we done beat all, and we done played all these top ranked teams, and we done came out here and got our ass whooped, and we look like we ain't never played football together a day before. That looked like training camp practice to me, if you ask me. The mistakes that we're making. I mean, yeah, we got a bad call, Ryan Williams. What they talking about that he was covered up, but they still wouldn't have helped us in the process because there were so many other mistakes that we're making, and I think that players need to start taking responsibility of their mistakes and owning up to them, and so that they can be a better team players and people can buy into the program and buy into the system and be able to live up to the Alabama standard that Bobby done set way back when. That has always been. So if you not from Alabama and you don't know what this game means, just look up the history and it should tell you.
I love that. Hold on, Steve, real quick. Got to get to our other sponsor here. Listen, your game day is not complete. Your Iron Bowl is not complete unless you have your very own Tidal Towel. Go to whitwillsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. You get you a nice discount courtesy of the Bama Standard Network. That's right, folks. Get your Tidal Towel ready for the Iron Bowl. Stephen and Smith, what you got, brother?
The thing is, Bo, is how badly do these guys want to know this history of this game and the importance of it? Me personally, I got the history of this game real quick. I'm a high school 7th, 8th grader, right? And I went to one of the craziest high schools in the Alabama area. Okay, we on bathroom break, right? I'm going to the restroom. It's Iron Bowl week. You got guys in the bathroom rolling up dice, shaking it, throwing it on the ground. Alabama or Auburn? Who you got? Like the Iron Bowl took on that type of a whole thing. They in the bathroom shaking up. Alabama, Auburn. Who you got? Pick up the money. Like that's the high school. That's how it got exposed to me. Right there. It was the conversation of, is you with Bama or is you with Auburn? By high school, I had two principals. One principal had nothing but Bear Bryant stuff in her office. You walk in her office, it was houndstooth, Bear Bryant, all of that. God rest her soul, she passed away a few years ago. She had nothing but Bama stuff. The assistant principal, she had nothing but Auburn stuff. Shug Jordan, Cam Newton, Bo Jackson, all that stuff. So I got an early introduction to what this game is. Half of my dad's family went to Auburn. I had aunties ready to pay my tuition to go to Auburn. I had an older sister that said, look, if you don't come to Bama, I will disown you. And she dragged me to the University of Alabama. And I went there for 4 years. And when I graduated, she said, now, aren't you happy I recruited you harder than Saban recruit these kids? I was like, yeah, thank you. So I got a firsthand definition of how important this Iron Bowl is. So that's why I'm going so hard about this game, because my life is the Iron Bowl.
Understandable. That was powerful. So let me ask the ultimate question from everybody here, and I'll leave Stephen M. Smith to round it out. But Bo, what's the answer to defeating Auburn? And then we'll go to Bobby and then Stephen M.
Get out of that 4-2-5 defense.
Okay, that's all we need, actually. You're right.
Make them set the edge, which is I haven't seen them do no outside zone really. I haven't seen them do really run with Alabama run no outside zone. I haven't seen no under the center handoff. Like I haven't seen no hard nosed football. I mean, I know that's not Kalen DeBoer style, but with you like everybody on this panel know, Auburn can be 2-9, and we can be let me know, and they'll play us like they are a let me know team. So you can't underestimate Auburn. So I think the answer is what I said the first time: get out of that 4-2-5 defense and let them boys run the ball. Let them horses out the gate. Like Urban Meyer said in his Florida documentary, let the MF go.
Oh, I love
Let
that.
it go.
Yes, sir. Let it go. Bobby, what's the answer, brother?
I'm just gonna say one thing, and I think this is solved. I think most of the games that we've lost, we had this to happen in. This past weekend, we had 3 turnovers. One was returned for a touchdown. Don't turn the ball over, and I think we got a good shot winning the game. And obviously, of being a running back running the football, but turnovers will be number 1.
Hey, that's just, it's simple stuff, folks. It don't have to be complex to beat this team. Absolutely. Stephen M., finish it, and then what I want you to do is talk to us about the injury report. But first, give me your answer. What is the formula for taking down our rival?
Number 1, defensively, Kane Womack. If you can hear me right now, for goodness sake, set the edge, man. Do not let Jarquez Hunter get outside on that perimeter. Set the edge. I don't care who we got playing the edge, whether it's Jamarian Latham, LT Overton. I don't care if it's Timbuktu out there playing the edge. Set the edge, Kane, with this defense, because that's what Auburn's going to try to go to with Hunter and with Payton Thorne. They want to get to the edge and get yardage. Set the edge, Kane. Set the inside. Have the green dot communicator ready to go. That's Justin Jefferson. Justin, JJ, bro, be ready to go. You the green dot. Be ready to go, and green dot show where to kill somebody. Be ready to go, JJ. You be ready to go. That's defensive. Offensively here, Nick Sheridan, if you can hear me, stop being allergic to running backs. We tired of this mess, man. Get them boys the ball. Let them eat. I don't care if Jam, Justice, and Richard Young end up with 20 carries, all 3 of them. You got 60 carries for the 3 of them. Do it. Okay? Stop all of this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to change that. No. It's very simple. If they're getting 4 to 5 yards a pop, get to them again. Get to them again. And give it to them one more time, just in case that defense got a little amnesia. Give them the ball. Period.
Beautiful. Wow. God, coming with it. All right, Stephen M., before we start to close up shop, got to have the injury report. We already got the news about Deontay. Tell us about the others. What we looking like Saturday for the game?
LT is fine. He's okay. Got a little nicked up, banged up. He's okay. Jaden Roberts, we know he's been playing through pain all season at that guard position. He and Gino Vandermark have been rotating back and forth. So Jaden, I got to tip my hat out to that young man. He's played through pain all year, and he hasn't been 100%, but he's gutted through it. He's given the team everything he can give this team. I got to take my cap off to Gino. When he goes in, he does what he can as well. So, Jaden's playing through pain. He's fine. LT is fine. The only difficult part is you lose Dean off of the year. But Justin Jefferson, here's your shot as the next man up. You're wearing that green dot communication. What your job is, get everybody lined up, communicate across the board, get yourself lined up, and hit everything moving. So there you go.
I love it. I love it. All right, as we wind things down, it's Iron Bowl week, guys. We can't end the show unless we get some memories from the both of you. And then, Bob, we got a couple of questions from the audience that really need to be answered. But, Bob, let's start with you. Give me your favorite Iron Bowl memory. Of course, your first game was a classic. But what was your favorite memory of playing this hated team from across the state? And then Bo's going to give his answer.
Well, you just answered it in 85. Van Tippen kick. Just the entire last offensive series leading up to the kick is one of the most amazing sequence of plays and things that happen, a reverse on third down. And so many things happen in the game. Greg Richardson dragging a guy out of bounds to stop the clock so we can rush the field goal unit onto the field to be able to kick a field goal in the late minutes, ticks of the game. And so that's my greatest moment, a walk-off field goal to win the game.
Man.
Before Bo goes, Bobby, when Van was running on the field, did y'all tell him you don't need the T, man? You don't need the T.
I was a freshman at that time. I didn't know what was going on. I almost got knocked out. I almost got knocked down with those guys running on the field, but they were standing over there waiting because we didn't know if we were going to get out of bounds or not. Soon as if we hadn't got out of bounds, they would spot the ball, stop the clock. We would have had to be lined up and ready to kick. I don't know if we could have got it kicked off. I don't believe we could have if Greg Richardson didn't get out of bounds. So I was a freshman. I was trying to more or less get out of the way because I didn't know what was going on. Ray Perkins had already told us before the game kicked off. We had no idea. He was right.
Yeah, he was right. Absolutely. He was a prophet that game. Bo, talk to me, man. You had your coming out party that 2016, man. I know you got a lot of good stuff to talk about. What's your favorite memory?
Well, yeah, I mean that game then I just remember when I got in the game last play in the second quarter before halftime, and we got in the locker room and Coach Saban said, "We about to ride you." So I told him that already, but my favorite moment is that we were backed up on, I think, our own 4 or 5 yard line, and it was like 39. And Kiffin and Coach Saban put trust in me, and I got more than that. You know what I'm saying? I ran a guy over, and I was coming off a MCL injury that I had just missed the Mississippi State game and the Georgia Southern game with. And I got the first. It was a big first down that we actually needed, and it was on our sideline. And I think I got us like maybe 12 yards instead of 9. I got a little bit more than what he was asking for.
Overachiever.
The reason why that's my favorite moment because that Coach Saban and Lane Kiffin trusted me to get 9 yards on our own 5 yard line on 3rd and 9. That's why it's a good. That's why it's a favorite moment for me because of the trust that was there.
That's powerful, dude. Man, I love your stories. All right, so got a couple of questions. Well, let me get to super chat first. $2 from Latoya Billingsley. O-line's office. Awful. I can't talk. Milroe can't cover it up. All right, so first of all, Bobby from Fantasy Football Goat Strategies. Hey, Bobby, what was the reasoning for not keeping you and Gene Jelks in the backfield together?
Well, I don't know what the reason was, but I think I know what it was. I was not on the coach staff, but they moved Gene to defensive back, and he became starting corner, and I was the primary back. And I think the goal was that. Now looking back over it, was that Gene Stallings, the new coach that came in, was trying to get get all of his best players, on the field. So Gene moved the cornerback and was the starting cornerback, punt returner, kick return, and definitely an amazing athlete. And that way he started on defense and I started on offense. And we both got a chance to get on the field. That would probably be the reason that I would think Coach Curry, I said Stallings, I'm sorry, Coach Curry was trying to do when he first got there.
Okay. One last question, and this comes from one of the analysts on our network who's a huge fan of yours. Matter of fact, you won his heart over at Alabama and then when you played for Denver. Daniel Petty asked, Bobby, off topic from Bama, what was it like playing with Elway?
It's pretty amazing. Very competitive. Wanted to win. Did whatever it takes to win. And not only just playing with Elway, I played with two All-Pros, man, and 2 Hall of Famers. I played with Elway and man, it was amazing. Then when I got down to Miami, I played with Dan Marino. So it's pretty cool playing. I'm the only player in NFL history to have caught a touchdown pass by both Dan Marino and John Elway. So a little tribute for people.
That's huge.
So yeah, it's big time. And they both were very competitive. One was a little bit uptight all the time, and the other one was just loosey goosey, And I can remember Dan going in the huddle with Dan Marino. We was getting ready to run. We were running out of clock up in New England playing against the Patriots, and we were up, and the play came to the huddle just to run out the clock. Was a quarterback sneak, and Dan Marino said, "Quarterback sneak? I'm not running no quarterback sneak. We're giving this ball to Bobby." So he changed the
He wanted no part of that, did he?
He didn't want no part of no quarterback sneak, buddy.
All right, real quick, I need your predictions for this game. We'll start with Bo, then Bobby, and then Stephen M. Smith. What you got?
I got 17-24 Alabama.
Okay, I love it. Okay, give me a war. Bobby?
I think the offense get crunk and get it right. I think they're going to go 35. I think they're going to finally get it figured out. I'm going to say 35 to 25 or 26.
Okay.
I think Auburn put up. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be some points scored. Alabama 35-26.
Okay. Stephen, are you keeping it close too, or are you going to have a little bit more of a margin so we won't have an anxiety attack?
I'm gonna go Alabama 31-17. But my final story here about this game and the importance of this game. I don't know why this goes another story, but I'm gonna tell it because I told it on a prior show. So I got married 2 years ago. So my dad did my wedding. My dad is an Auburn fan, by the way. My dad does my wedding. So in the middle of him doing my wedding, he literally turns and he looks at me, right? And so my wife has a daughter from a previous relationship. So he turns and he looks at me and he goes, "And Lord, as I look at my son, I just pray that he don't have his darn Alabama football convictions on my grandbaby. Let the grandbaby make her own decisions. If she want to be a War Eagle, she can be that." I'm like, "Don't you dare start this. Why do you have to use my Jesus to see what's the lies right now? In the middle of my wedding." So that's another reason why this Iron Bowl is big when it comes to me.
Stephen, you should have turned to him and said, "God don't like ugly."
Look,
and he ain't too fond of cute.
See, Justin, I want to do that, but my mom's was looking at me too. So I was like,
no.
I can't stand what he's saying, but I respect her because that's mama. So golly.
Well, give me your score, brother.
Yeah, 31-17 Bama.
31-17. Yeah, you did say that. I just wanted to emphasize that. So Stephen M's got a little bit wider of a margin, but still, it's going to be a battle. All right, before we head out, I want to go around the room, get everyone the opportunity to share how folks can find you. Let me start out with Bo, and to go to Bobby, and then Stephen M.
You can find me on every social media except for TikTok.
You don't do no dances?
Nah, I don't have TikTok, man. But Bo Scarbrough on every social media stuff for TikTok and whatever. I just got the norm, the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and that's about it. But you can find me on there, Bo Scarbrough, on all those platforms.
I don't know, Bo. I heard there was a video that's floating around of you on TikTok.
Well, you heard
reenacting one of the scenes from Wicked. Is that true?
Correct.
Bobby, how can they find you? You do the social media.
I might get an audition if it was.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Hey, I don't have a social media contact, but you can find me at Brian Beck if you need a loan, you want to buy a house, a car.
What kind of interest rate can you give us, Bobby?
We're gonna give you unbeatable service and some great results of them unbeatable service and legendary results, baby.
That's a salesman right there.
And we located in a nearby city near you now.
Coming to a city near you.
Yeah.
I think we just gained a sponsor. Thank you, Bobby. Stephen M., where can they find you? What you got coming up besides Thanksgiving and eating a lot?
Man, I ain't gonna be eating that much, man.
Liar. You already got your Tupperware. You already got your Tupperware stuff away in your bag.
Look, I'm gonna try, but I may not achieve the goal of them hitting for myself. But they can find me at Coaching M Smith on X. So I'm right there, Coaching M Smith there. You can find me at the Iron Bowl Saturday. I will be on Saban Field. I might be taking the play call sheet from the coordinators if something go wrong. And I might start calling the plays myself. So if you see on the field somebody grabbing the play call sheet and the headset and you start seeing some plays work, just know that was me taking the headset.
Got one better than that. Instead of you taking their play sheet, why don't you just go over to the Auburn sideline and spike their Gatorade?
There you go.
Right.
Bobby, that was my plan too, man. That was plan B.
I can just see it now. Stephen M. taking over play calling duties, and then Kirk Herbstreit's on national television. Is Alabama running the veer?
Boy, you're gonna have everybody on. You're gonna have everybody on that offense hurting.
Hey, look! I hear Chris Fowler. Where Herbie, it looks like they got 6 wide receivers in the fourth.
Daniel Petty did confirm he saw the video, Bo, of you soloing "Defying Gravity" from Wicked. That's confirmation. Anyway, man, great show, everyone. Greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the commentary and the live chats. And more importantly, thank you, Bo. Thank you, Bobby, for having some fun with us tonight. Let's get it done Saturday. Roll Tide, y'all.
Roll Tide.
Roll on.